Okay. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Andrey Kovalishin. He's indie developer. He has his own studio, Hunter Hamster. He's winner of Flash Gum Indie Game Contests in 2010 and 2011. Yeah, with his game Snail Bob and Snail Bob 2. And he will tell us about his success on Flash and mobile. Let's welcome him.
Oh, just checking. Dear friends, I'm really happy to see you. I'm Andrey. Our studio consists from two guys, and I'm trying to share some information about our development from Flash and going to mobile. Okay, let me introduce our main character, Snail Bob. If you haven't played our game, the game is really easy. We've got Snail Bob, who is always scrolling, and the player just need to press the buttons, use different tools to help him get the exit. The gameplay is pretty much easy. So now we released 3 parts on the Flash: Snail Bob 1, Snail Bob 2, Snail Bob 3, and here is the numbers. How many people play this game? So I counted, and if we sum the population, the United States, Germany, and the United Kingdom, we've got the sum. All the population, including babies, old men. So the sum is Flash developers know this number is really good. So basics on these success numbers, I'm going to give some advices. So our game, why the game is successful? The first, I think, because the gameplay is really easy. Everyone can play it. Kids, adults, old men, everyone can play it. Everything is clear. You just need use different levers, different buttons, and everything is clear. To help players understand which tools they can interact, we added some hints so everyone can play it, and we don't need to help. So even kids can play by themselves. The next reason why the game is successful, I think, it's humor. Everyone likes the art style of the game because it looks like cartoon. Everyone likes cartoon. I like cartoon. Kids love cartoon. Everyone likes, and everyone like small Easter eggs we added in the game. For example, these Easter eggs. You can see the button with the text "Danger, don't touch." And of course, everyone click this button and see the poison gas that killed our snail. And we've got a lot of comments. Oh, that's pretty cool. And our artist Maxim has drawn a lot of animation how Snail Bob is dying. These animations are pretty funny, and we've got a lot of comments that players don't want to complete the level, and they want to show how Snail Bob is dying. So the humor is really important, as we understood from our game. So I can give some advices for Flash developers. The first advice is mandatory implement statistic tools. I use Playtomic and Mochibot both. Why you should do it? The first reason because you can use statistic to improve your next game. Because you can see which levels are hard. You can see in which level, in which levels players click your button, in which levels players click the logo of sponsor. And the next reason, because when you got the statistic how many times your game was played, you can go to the sponsor and tell him. I've got the game who was played 100 million times, and the sponsor says, okay, here is the suitcase with money, give us the sequel. So yeah, if you don't have the statistics, you can't discuss on your suitcase with money will be less. So everyone knows that Flash game is a sort of banner. The people plays Flash games, click the logo of sponsor, and go into the sponsor site. So the sponsor want to get as much traffic as you can. If your game is sponsored, you should bring as much players to the sponsor site as possible. Of course, reasonable. Here is the advices how to improve the traffic. First is mandatory include a walkthrough button. It will increase your CTR from 10 to 20%. If you've got players on the Flash are used to play walkthrough button, if they got stuck, they always they always click it, and it's normal. If you've got puzzle, walkthrough button. But if you've got the other genre, for example, racing game or sport game, you can add the button, for example, tips and tricks, and players will click it as well. So how to improve the CTR as well? It's links to prequels. It works really well. The same it improves CTR from 10 to 20%. If you've got we got Snail Bob 2, and we added the button Snail Bob 1 in several places and several screens, and it worked really well. We've got the sponsor was really happy because Snail Bob 2 got more traffic than Snail Bob 1. What to do if you have, for example, only one game? For example, Snail Bob 1. There is no sequels. You can check the sponsors' games who will be similar to your game. You add the link for this game, and it will work as well. So it was about Flash game. We released Snail Bob 1 and Snail Bob 2, and as we can see, everyone play it on Flash, and we started to think how to bring it to mobile. And at first, we started to think how to improve it, because players on mobile pay for our game. It's not free as in Flash. So at first we added levels. So we got 60 levels in the initial release of mobile version. And we started to think how to improve, what's next to improve. And we started to think about 3-star system, because players on mobile are used to use this system. We tried different ways. For example, we tried give the stars for speed, but it's a little stupid. Give the stars for the fast completing levels if the game is about Snail. So we thought, and we've got the one idea about 3-star system. Just stars are hidden on the level, and players just need to find them, click or tap, and collect the star. And as we can see, when we released the game, it worked really well. Everyone liked it. Everyone liked it, and everyone liked this system because it's really new. Well, for example, my son, when he tested the game, he was 1 year and 6 months old. I gave him an iPad, and he could finish first 3 levels. But after that, it was difficult for him. But when I explained him how to collect the stars, he really liked them. I can give him any level and ask him, please collect the stars. He was really happy. It look like this. iPad. Oh, GG. GG, it means stars on his language. GG. And he always smiling after completing the stars. So when kids understand this system, we understood it will work really well for every player. So We also added in mobile version the gallery. So players collected the stars, and the pictures in the gallery will be unlocked. So you can see the pictures. Every pictures and sculptures were in snail style. So you can see Snail, Jack the Sparrow, and Snail Spider-Man. So we finished the game, and we've got these results. Of course, it's not Angry Birds results, but for independent studio, it's pretty good. So, based on our experience on the mobile development, I'm trying to give some advices. At first, it's choosing the engine. When we started to develop mobile version, I don't think a lot about the engine. I just took the engine Cocos2D because a lot of my friends use this engine, and I thought, oh, it's good. Their game works well, and I can ask the advice them in any time. But Cocos2D is not cross-platform, and it's really pity now because we can release Android version easy. We should port it on the other language. So I advise to use any multi-platform engine. So the next advice is think carefully about in-app purchases. We included this in-app purchase. It unlocked the chapter. It unlocked all the chapters, and it was really easy to add it in the game. It took about 1 day. So, and this in-app purchase gave us from 5 to 7% improve our revenue. It's really easy. It's really simple in-app. But if we could think about it carefully, I'm sure we could improve our revenue maybe up to 50%. So the next advice: use Facebook and Twitter buttons. It's really good weapon for you because you've got a loyal community of fans your game, and I would advise use Flash games to have your fun, to go players to your fan page from Flash and go players from your mobile game and got the loyal community. When you got this community, you can inform them when you update your game, when you release new games, and it will help your game really well. So the next advice, try to think about update before the release. Everyone knows about it, and we known about it, but it was really hard to make the update when the game is released. We started to work the update before the game was released, while our sponsor was preparing the marketing stuff, and we started to do it. But unexpectedly, iPhone 5 was released, and we had to go to screen to work with a new screen resolution. And when the game was released, the update wasn't ready. So we had to spend much more time when the game is released, because it's really hard for independent developer work in the same time when your game is released. I know you know it. You can only see on the screen and check in every time how your game is going. Oh, it's go to the one position on the top. And so I would advise to have maybe at least 2 ready updates before your game is released. Constantly testing on the real people. It's really important. For example, our new 3-star system, when we gave the iPad for real people and told them, please play, they can't understand what is it, how they earn the stars, because it's new. So we added the really good explanation how to collect them, and now everyone can understand how to collect the stars. And the other example, my friend's wife has really long nails, and when she played the game, she could not tap some buttons. She could not pull the levers. So we just added much big touch area, and she could play it now. So what in the sum, Flash or mobile games? I think I could give several advices. At first, Flash development is much more faster than mobile development. So if you've got a really good idea, you can prototype it in Flash. And I would advise to make small game with maybe 20 levels on Flash, and is it popular on Flash or not? If is it popular, you can bring it to mobile. And the other advice is you can use Flash and mobile parallels. For example, you can use Flash as additional platform for your game to tell as much players as you can be. You can tell about your game. So you can combine traffic from Flash to mobile and from mobile to Flash. So I think that's all. I think there is some time for questions. No questions.
Some questions?
Hi, my name is Bostian. You mentioned meaningful in-app purchases, but your game is paid one. So what's your business model? Is it a paid game, or where do you make the most money on mobile?
Yes, this is the good questions. We are all developers and we are working on the paid model. I'm not experienced in the freemium model because it's other game and it's more social game, and I don't really like to develop this game. So we are working only on paid games. Maybe with paid game with in-app purchases, but the main revenue is from paying. Катя, вот еще вопрос.
Hello, Andrey.
Hello.
Did you use a publisher for your game, or did you release it yourself? How did you market the game?
Yes, we worked together with Chilingo. It's pretty good publisher. It's really experienced, and I would advise to use publisher. Not mandatory Chilingo, but I would advise to use publisher because you work on the game. It's what you like, and in which you experience it. But the publisher experience it on marketing, so you don't need to spend your time learning marketing stuff. So I would advise to go with publisher.
Okay. Did you use the Flash version of the game to promote the mobile one?
No, our sponsor did not allow it.
I see. Thank you.
Hey, Andrey. Quick question. Like you mentioned, you would recommend using publisher. I understand part of that is probably under NDA, but can you give some examples on how exactly publisher helped this game? Like, what exactly is marketing for the upstream game? I mean, not with any figures, but just some real examples, like they were on this site or that site, or they promoted that way or this way.
Yes, Chilingo has promoted our game on different review sites. For example, Pocket Gamer and different ones. Chilingo has some communication with Apple, so our game was featured by Apple. Chilingo added site header on the Touch Arcade about Snail Bob, and different ones.
Cool. Do you see any, like on the initial launch, do they help with traffic from other games, or do you see anything like that?
Chilingo has the cross-promotion network Crystal, and it helped really well.
Cool, thanks.
The time is over?
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, the last question.
Short question. How much traffic did Flash version of Snail Bob in top? The most traffic per day, how much generate a game? Did you know?
More than million.
1 million visits.
Yeah.
It's a lot of traffic. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys.